This week on the Royds Review podcast, we're writing songs about Morbius. Judging by the faces in this movie, Ozempic is made from bat blood.
Very good.
Hello, and welcome to the Royds Review podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
And we are back once again talking about 2022's Morbius with special guest and friend of the show, Jon Von Frankenstein. John, how are you?
I'm doing great.
I rhymed you with 2022. Did you guys notice that?
Yes.
Nope.
Okay. Now, John, you can tell me how you're doing.
You got it. All right. I'm happy to be back. I am thrilled that you guys asked me to do Martin Scorsese's unreleased movie, Morbius. I understand that he ghost.
I'm sorry, that was Joker.
Oh. I have misunderstood the assignment. I'm really happy to be back, and Rob, it's not true what they say about you, but you are the most devious bastard in all of New York City.
Are we doing Matt Berry impressions the whole show?
I tried.
Seems like you've already given up.
Let us
By the
throw
reaction-
caution to the wind.
When you said bat, it's the very first thing that I thought of.
That makes sense. I would just think of,
it.
It is small and ineffectual. It's a bat dick. You ever see the Kyle, I think it's Kyle Kinane, the stand-up comedian, talking about big-dicked bats?
No.
I'm like, no one must sleep worse than a big-dicked bat. You're sleeping upside down, your dick's just hitting you in the face. Andy, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty good, Robbie. How about you?
I'm good. Had either of you seen Morbius beforebius?
No, I haven't.
I have, yes.
Nice. That was really good.
Yeah, I did.
Really smooth. Did you see it in theaters, John?
Yeah, I'd seen it once before, so this was my second time. No, God, no. I was considering going to see it in theaters, and once it became the "It's Morbing Time" meme, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wait until this is on streaming or some other illegal site that I can just get it on.
So you saw it the second time they put it in theaters.
Yeah.
That's right. They re-released it. Oh my!
They were like, this is great. It's so nice. We got to do it twice. And then less people went to go see it the second time.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Well, this came out in the year of our Megazord, 2022.
If you do.
Which is fucking crazy that that's 2 years ago.
No, that's actually 2 years in the future. This is 2020 right now.
Rob, you have just blown my mind.
Yeah.
Was it all a dream?
I used to read Word Up magazine. No, unfortunately, you're right, Andy. You're right.
Yeah, you just went down on my mind.
Uh-oh.
Morbius was number 29. But let me tell you what.
Do not fucking start at 29.
I am not starting at 29.
You know what? Can I ask for specific numbers?
Sure.
What was number 26?
One Piece film, Red.
What was number 17?
Well, Morbius made $167 million. I just want to let you guys know that.
What was its budget?
I don't know. I don't have that information.
Hold on, I have it up. On a budget of
What?
75 to 83 million, it only made 167 million. Oh no.
I feel like that is okay. I feel like it broke even and maybe made a little bit.
It's probably not bad when you account for like marketing and all that stuff. That's what throws it off. But
yeah,
it was. The thing is, a film like Morbius is going to attract enough of the casual folks who are like, oh, cool vampire superhero movie. I liked Blade. Let me go see it. And then it's really just the fucking nerds like us who are like, fuck this. This looks awful.
How many times do you think Blade and Morbius were spoken about in the same sentence? Because I bet you Sony was hoping it'd happen a lot.
Well, Blade, there's a deleted scene in the first Blade that has Morbius. Like, Morbius is in the background at the very end of the movie, but they took that scene out.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in the comics, Morbius, like, still really ain't shit. Like, I remember reading the original Spider-Man run, and he's in 101. He's in,
He's still in school.
Yep.
He's in Vampiring 101.
Issue 101, and he's like, it's when Spider-Man has 6 arms.
Okay.
You remember that? And then, like, he goes to Dr. Morbius to, like, help him, and he's like, I'm a vampire! And it's like, wow. It's really good. This is good stuff. But, like, I don't know. Who fucking cares about Morbius? And I think that's, like, I have a similar thing with, you remember Aquaman, previous episode? Yeah. Well, I talked about how, like, nobody gives a shit about Aquaman.
I would argue Aquaman is more worthy of a movie than Morbius.
I agree. Morbius is like fucking F-list.
Hey,
and like,
at least it's better than the cartoons with the sucker hands.
I didn't see.
You never saw.
That was my introduction to Morbius.
Yeah, in the old Spider-Man cartoons, Morbius had like suckers on his hands.
Oh, because they can't show him like sucking on people's necks.
Yeah.
He couldn't drink blood, so he was like, instead of needing blood, he was like, oh, I need your plasma. So it was suckers through his hands that he used as opposed to biting people's necks. But like, that's the thing is, you've got like a cool enough looking character. They just couldn't. There's only so much there.
On those late Saturday
only so
nights,
much there to work with.
When I'm lonely, I wish I had suckers on my hands.
Very good.
But you're right, John. There's only so much there. But
you
Andy,
can buy gloves like that.
Hold on, guys. I gotta go to Amazon.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to Brazil. Andy, what was number 17?
Number 17 is The Bad Guys.
Oh! Hold on. Wait, which one was that?
It's DreamWorks animated.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
I put it on for my class. They love it. It's actually pretty good. It's a good movie. I like it.
All right, cool.
Who was in that?
That had a big cast, I think.
Yeah, it's got a bunch
bad
of people.
guys?
Yeah, it's he's like a big bad wolf, but like, and they do crimes, and then if he does something good and he feels good about it, and he's like, uh-oh, I think I'm a good guy. It's good. It's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Andy, what was number 8?
Thor: Love and Thunder, previous episode.
Oh, bad movie. Andy, round up the top 7.
Okay, The Batman.
That's a good movie.
That is a good movie. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
That's a bad movie.
Also a good movie. That's a good movie,
That's
Robbie.
a bad movie.
I like that movie.
It's not a bad movie,
It's
Robbie.
way too long. It's super depressing. We focus so much on these meaningless characters. No,
Robbie,
F, not an F.
Are you talking about
Robbie.
Wakanda Forever or Rocky 5?
Number 5 is Minions: Rise of Gru. Number 4 is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
That was pretty good. It was all right.
It was a good movie. Yeah, I like it. Number 3 is previous episode Jurassic World Dominion.
That's a bad movie.
Now that's a bad movie. Number 2 is Top Gun Maverick. And number 1 is Avatar: The Way of Walter.
Oh, Walter Cronkite?
Yeah.
He just reads the news. It's just a guy reading the news.
For 2.5 hours.
I think it's longer than that.
I'm a blue guy. I'm very blue.
James Cameron found a way to bring him back.
Andy, I have to ask, have you heard Walter Cronkite before? Because I could not tell you if that was good or bad. I have no idea what he sounded like.
Oh, he had like an iconic, like, you know, he's very dribbly.
That's everyone from that time, though.
Yeah.
Every man in the 50s had jowls.
Yeah.
Oh, I aspire for that. I want to look so distinguished with gray hair and jowls.
I can't wait for jowls, man.
I'm working on it. I've been eating twice as much.
Previous episode jowls. By that I mean jaws. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. You guys want to talk
get
about
into? You know what? Great minds think alike, Robbie.
Incredible. Oh my God. Let's talk about Morbius.
Let's not. Goodbye.
All right, later. As always, it is a plus when we get the original flipping Marvel Comics opening. But then this opening title card is trash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
looked like, so I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie The Neon Demon. That's a great fucking movie. But the title card looks like it belongs in that movie. It's just all neon. There's a bunch of club scenes and stuff like that. It's like, why do we have this in Morbius? There's really no need for it. And I do agree with you that the comic flipping page is so cool. I miss that.
It's so much better than
I really love that.
I agree.
Yeah, it's so much better than this new bum 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 bum. It's so much better.
Oh, the music is so good.
I like the music.
It's
I
fine.
think they could keep the music but like keep the pages too. You know?
Yeah. Michael Giacchino is like cannot be beat. He's so fucking good. So the new Marvel fanfare rocks. But it's the old, because that's the Spider-Man one, right? Isn't that like Sony's intro for all the Marvel movies? Weren't they all the comic flipping pages?
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be everything associated with Marvel, even like Marvel itself. That was the original thing, and then they changed it.
And then they got up their own ass.
Yeah.
Like, aren't we epic?
I want to backtrack a little bit to the budget and how we were talking. Like $75 to $80 million is pretty cheap for like a superhero movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this was probably pretty profitable. And I think that Marvel should not learn anything from Sony, because Sony makes terrible superhero movies other than lower your budget. Because with this new announcement of, we got RDJ back, and like, all right, think about that casting what you will, but obviously he's getting paid a fucking yacht's worth of money, right?
Yeah.
Like, just a yacht filled to the brim with cash. So like, I think they're missing the true problem, because they're making these big movies with massive $250, $300 million budgets, and they're like not seeing that return, and they're like, oh shit, what do we do? Why don't we spend more money? Like, no, lower the budget.
Right.
Especially because these Marvel movies, while this movie looks like shit, these Marvel movies don't look that much better a lot of the time, especially when they first hit theaters.
I find that the special effects in this are fine.
They're okay. They're not awful. There's a couple things that I have gripes with, and it's like similar to my gripes with Venom, but for the most part, they don't look that bad.
I find whenever his face changes, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the design itself isn't good, but it, like, the special effect doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
And like all the smoky shit, it's like, again,
all those colors look so bad. It looks so
it's
stupid.
It's a choice that you made, and it was probably the wrong choice.
Yeah.
But I feel like people, like the visual effects people, at least, were some of the people who actually gave a shit. Because this movie seems to be made by people who don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, somebody was like, no, I'm going to do a good job here.
Now, when you say the face looks good, do you mean like the fully transformed face where he's like full on vampire, or do you mean like the like we still want it to look like Jared Leto and be a little sexy kind of face?
Nah. I like when he first transforms and he's like full beast mode. I was like, this looks pretty good.
Yeah. That's what drew me in. I was initially so excited for this movie because of that first trailer where we get the shot where he like looks back over his shoulder. I think it's in the scene where he's like in the little tube or something like that. Yeah. He's looking over his shoulder at his assistant. That shot, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm seeing this the first day. And then the more and more I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, this is going to be god awful.
Did you guys notice when he starts to transform into the vampire, he gets Rick and Morty eyes?
Yes, he does. He does get Rick and Morty eyes. That's like a great way to describe it.
That's the first thing I noticed. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But this opening title, go back to what we were talking about, the colors, is this like neon color palette. I think it's supposed to represent like his comic accurate, like he has that like red V or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a vampire.
Like, he's like, you know, like most comics, especially back then, like if you were if your getup was full black, you'd have like blue highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the shadows would be like a dark blue.
Yeah.
And in this, he had like a V that was like red or something, didn't he? Or am I misremembering?
No,
But
like his collar. He had a big collar with the
yeah,
red
exactly.
outline.
And then we
Yeah.
get that at the very end of the movie, which it's like, who fucking cares?
Yeah, certainly not me, Robbie.
I couldn't
It's a
give
cool enough image though, but we've already been through 170 minutes or whatever it is.
But it's
Right.
also, it's not an original vampire look with a big fucking collar and a cape.
No.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
yeah.
That's Dracula, brother.
Also, like I don't remember the origin of Morbius, but like he's not even like a real vampire. He's like he like made himself in a lab.
Yeah, because
I figured they're like if you made this a world where vampires exist, it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, that's pretty cool.
Right.
well,
Which I think if they were following Marvel's lead and trying to do like the dark universe of Marvel and have like all the horror elements and stuff like that, like they did with Werewolf by Night and
Right.
the plans to do Blade event maybe at some point, who knows.
Yeah.
It would have been cool for like we're gonna make him super scary, and yeah, he's basically just gonna be Dracula, and he's gonna be a for real life vampire, as opposed to just being like, oops, I mixed some chemicals incorrectly, and now I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue that a better story for this movie overall would be if these vampires could act like vampires and bite people and transform them into vampires, and Milo's trying to form a vampire army. Now we have a threat, but this is just two dudes who's just sick and pissed off at each other.
Yeah. I'm on Milo's side though.
You could make this a good movie. I think with if you change it altogether.
Yeah, well,
If you remake the movie without any of the original elements and
Yeah.
completely scrap the casting,
no, you keep Matt Smith.
Listen,
This dude is having a great fucking time in this terrible movie.
yeah, he is.
Here's the thing. Jared Leto. I don't like him. I don't think anybody likes him. Right?
F grade. He's
But
terrible. in
No?
this.
Here's the thing.
The rock star with a cult following and a band named 30 Seconds to Mars?
Nah, fuck that guy though, right? But like, he has already proved several times that he's a supremely talented individual.
Mhm.
Right? Like, I don't like him, but you got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a good actor. We've seen it. What is it?
You're off to a rocking start.
The heroin movie, Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
He's excellent in
Oh,
that.
I thought you meant the Long Island Story.
No, I've never seen it, but Dallas Buyers Club. He's apparently excellent in that as well.
Yeah. He's
Right?
phenomenal.
What are they buying? AIDS.
Got it.
To help them
But,
around
like-
the house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yikes.
But
Who are
he's
then
got
bringing in dirty needles.
But he's got that 30 Seconds to Mars song that everybody knows and loves, right?
Mhm.
I forget what it's called because it's not really for me, but like people like it, and like if
He
he
said
just
everybody knows and loves. He couldn't even name the fucking song.
but like everybody other than
Mr.
me.
Brightside. Come on, guys.
That's it.
I could not name a single 30 Seconds to Mars song. In fact, I have to constantly be reminded that the dude's in a band.
Well,
Oh, he'll remind you.
okay. So he, like, what I think is that Jared Leto, he's got all these accolades at a point, and I think it's around Suicide Squad where everybody starts to turn on him because they're like, "The fuck are you doing, dude?"
Mhm.
So like, I think he just desperately wants to be cool. Like he wants the youth to be like, "That Jared Leto's something,"
Yeah.
but like we're all like, "Boo." And he's like, no, but I'm doing what you like. The Joker. Everybody likes the Joker. Like, your rendition was garbage. And then he does this. He's like, superhero stuff, right? Morbius. Everybody loves Morbius. Boo. And then, like, you see him. I've seen things where, like, at 30 Seconds to Mars concerts, he's like jumping from the rafters and he's got like a harness on. Like, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that. You don't need to do
Yeah.
that. I just feel like he's like, please think I'm cool. Please.
Does anybody like me yet?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
He is and we've spoken about this, Andy. He has the same problem as Johnny Depp, where there's so much charisma there that that's his downfall, is that he can be so charismatic that he's bought into his own bullshit. Because yeah, he's great in Requiem for a Dream. He's phenomenal in Dallas Buyers Club. and he's great in fucking Fight Club because we get to see him get his ass whooped.
That's right. Yeah, I
But
forgot.
he has bought into his own shit enough that he has literally started a cult.
Yeah.
And like, no, it's under the guise now of it being like, no, these are my fans. These are super fans. I'm not forcing them to be here. They're here of their own volition and paying upwards of $1,000 to come to this exclusive 30 Seconds to Mars camp for a week and a half on this deserted island, and they call me teacher. That's what they want to do, though. I didn't ask them to do that. But yeah, it's unfortunate because now, since Suicide Squad, he's now every role he takes, it's Jared Leto as this character or Jared Leto as that character. The same way that Johnny Depp forgot how to act after he did Sweeney Todd. He's no longer Johnny Depp going out and becoming this character and performing this character. It's very clearly Johnny Depp as this guy. Johnny Depp as fucking Captain Jack Sparrow. Johnny Depp as whatever the fucking else he's going to be in. It's we have lost how malleable they were and being able to transform and buy them as a particular character. Now it's just, oh yeah, that's Johnny Depp. Yeah, that's Jared Leto. So it's tough.
He's 52 years old.
Oh, he looks
good
good.
for 52.
Let's be honest.
I gotta give him that.
Let's be
He's
honest.
a vampire.
Well, it's exactly. Yeah, it's all the bat blood.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want to name one big gripe that I had with the movie right off the bat. They are blaming all of this, every single event that happens in this movie, on the Costa Ricans. So, Costa Ricanos, I am so sorry that they blamed you guys for this vampire.
Okay. Well, we're at this bat cave, and I don't know if this would necessarily work, just cutting your hand and holding it out, and all of a sudden the entire cave worth of bats will fly at you.
It just cannot be true. It just cannot.
I like the one guy, he's like, oh, the vampire bats, they can take down a single enemy in one fell swoop. And it's like, that's not how that works.
Yeah. They're pretty
Vampire
small.
bats aren't actual vampires.
Yeah.
Which this movie seems to insinuate.
Yeah.
We're now in Greece 25 years later. A young Michael meets Lucian and just decides his name is Milo, so he's always been an asshole. We're just establishing that Michael Morbius, from a young age, was an asshole.
I think that there's some pretty good child acting in this. I think these kids are pretty good at acting.
Oh, these kids aren't the problem with the movie.
No. Everything else is.
But we get this thing where, like, the doctor offers Morbius this chance to go to some special school. So he writes the kid a note, and it floats out the window. And we meet these 4 stereotypical, like, movie bullies who are gonna bully a dying boy.
Yeah, they hang outside of a children's hospital, and they're like, "You're dying." Like, who are you?
No one is that evil.
Yeah, earlier, aren't they like, those are the freaks. Look at them.
So stupid.
Yeah. And it's funny because Milo defends himself pretty well, all things considered. Like, he knocks that one kid on his ass with the crutch.
Yeah. There's a point in this movie where I'm watching it and I'm like, this isn't like egregious. This isn't like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just dull and uninspired and nothing. And then as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, that's why it's bad. It's because it's nothing. Like, because if you made a bad movie, that's funny. And that's something, there's something of value in something terrible like that. Like, you could laugh at it. There's nothing really to laugh at here. It's until the very end. I think the post credits is where the movie's like,
oh God,
egregious again. And it's like, yes, this is what I wanted.
I think Leto is egregiously bad in this movie.
I just think there's
terrible.
just nothing. There is nothing here. I have like 8 notes because nothing happens in this movie.
That I agree with.
They just hit the story beats, though. That's the thing, is that it's here's our superhero. We're gonna show him. You know what pissed me off so bad, and this is maybe me forgetting that this is a movie, but when the guy that flies in on the helicopter with him, when he's getting out of the helicopter and he's like, "Do you need a doctor?" He goes, "I am a doctor." Immediately, I'm like, throw him off the cliff. Throw him off the fucking cliff.
Yeah.
Let the bats have him.
His one-liners are awful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're
Oh yeah.
And he just keeps coming with them, like that scene later on when he forces them to give him his lab, and he's like, "Oh, is this the part in the movie where the mysterious hooded guy?" Shut the fuck up!
Yeah, shut it.
Yeah.
Shut it.
It's you know what?
couldn't-
Marvel quips are bad. Marvel quips can get pretty really, really hammy,
Yes.
Yeah.
but they know what they are, and they're campy, and it's entertaining. At least the rest of the movie around it is usually very entertaining. With this, it just pisses you off because the movie has nothing else to say.
Right.
Exactly.
So they're putting the
exactly.
quips in there because again, they're like comic book movie. What do we need? Quips, rock star lead actor. There you go. Here are your elements. It's
Yeah.
like AI probably could have done a better job writing this. And I say
Yeah.
that like I feel like myself burning saying that.
Where in the modern day, Morbius has developed artificial blood. He's receiving the Nobel Prize. Oh no, apparently he rejected it for some fucking reason. I do think they do a good job of making Michael Morbius look sick here. I don't know if this is makeup work or whatnot, but I think he does look sick.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the other thing. I'm like with the special effects. Like if they're transposing his head onto a very skinny dude, it's incredible. I could not tell.
Yeah.
You know, if they're doing that Captain America thing, I
Mhm.
can't fucking tell.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, I did think, I think the movie starts to look worse as it goes on, and I get the sense they were editing it in like actual movie order and just ran out of time or money.
Yeah, and I also think that it suffers from a lot of like early 2000s tropes where it's like it's fast action and then like a really like one part of slow-mo.
Yes.
But like they picked like the most random parts of a fight in this. It was very strange, but continue.
Well, we also get a lot of early 2000s stereotypical bad guys, like the kids bullying the dying boy, and then we're on the boat, and the guy's just for no reason just being sexist to the doctor.
Yeah.
It's like, nobody talks like this. I don't care that you're a movie. There's nobody that's like this.
So I had a note. This was my first. I guess this is a question. Did I miss something? Because why are there armed guards on this boat?
Oh, they're just mercenaries. They're just bad guys who own a boat.
But why are they on that boat? Because what they're doing is illegal?
Yeah, because they hired them to be there with them.
Okay.
But
Oh, all right.
I also have a question. Is Dr. Bancroft an idiot?
The movie
So
might
which
want you
one's
to think
Dr.
she is.
Bancroft?
That's the
Oh, that's
main
the girl.
female
Okay.
character. A
Okay.
woman, Andy. Very nice of you, though.
I mean, is she a character or is she nothing, Robbie?
I mean, she's nothing, but she's still a woman. I mean, I guess it's all the same to you, woman, girl, right?
Oh my God, Robbie.
She mispronounces Nobel Prize. Did you guys catch this?
No.
Nobel Prize?
Yeah, she goes, you turned down the Nobel Prize. It's like, you're a
Nobel.
doctor. You're a doctor. I
Oh,
can't
man.
watch a movie and have a doctor mispronounce Nobel Prize and everyone's just like, okay, that's just a thing she does. I don't want her treating me.
She's a doctor, Rob, not an English teacher. Gosh.
Ah, my bad. What I also laugh about is that means she probably sat through the entire ceremony listening to them say Nobel, Nobel, Nobel. And she just wasn't paying attention because she was like scrolling her phone or some shit and still called it the Nobel Prize.
She's never heard of the Nobel Prize before. She missed her one opportunity.
It was like, it was very noble of them to give them this prize. So
You're the perfect fit. You are so noble.
As Leto is planning to like mix his blood with bat blood, the doctor, I kept calling her a nurse at first before they called her a doctor, so I guess now I'm the sexist.
now Robbie's the misogyn, the Mr. Misogynistic.
Very, very good. Dr. Bancroft is 100% right because she's like, there's a difference between evolution and whatever the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Evolution is basically over time and natural. You can't just inject yourself with bat blood and expect yourself to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how we got COVID-19.
Exactly.
This guy's patient zero.
Morbius injects a mouse with bat blood mixture. I really wish it like grew wings right away or some shit.
Yeah.
The
But
mouse
it dies.
She's got a little collar.
But it dies, and you're like, all right, it's gonna come back.
Yeah, of course, because that's the first mouse they've done this to in the movie.
Yeah, yeah. And then like it's played like, whoa. She's like,
Yeah.
Michael, it's alive.
Yeah,
Shut up,
That's Mousebius.
Mousebius. Hell yeah.
That's a movie I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see Mousebius.
That's in the same universe as Spider-Ham and shit.
They fight each other.
Morbius goes to visit Milo. We see the doctor from before. I don't know this dude's name. I just kept calling him. Now I forgot what I kept calling him because it's the character from Sherlock Holmes that I've forgotten. The bad guy, Moriarty. There we go, you stupid idiot, Rob. I just kept going. So this is what Dr. Moriarty's been up to. All right. Morbius tells Milo that a cure is possible, but it's not legal and it's expensive and also needs to be done on international waters or some shit. All right. So you don't have a cure.
They're giving us fucking maritime law lessons. That's how nothing of a movie this is.
Yeah.
Hey, this might inspire the next Michael Bluth.
There's always money in the banana stand.
But there's like, that's the thing. Like you're given like a summary of what happened, but like little things happen in between, but it's nothing.
Yeah. It's also, did he call him Milo throughout the entire thing?
Yes!
He doesn't ever actually refer to him as Lucian, right?
Until he dies!
Unlikable.
Yeah.
He's not likable at all. He's a fucking prick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we're on this boat at sea, she's like, you look good, blah, 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 blah. And then he uses this line about cosmopolitan. He's like, is Cosmo even still? I'm just a relatable guy. Fuck you.
I wish the line reading would have went like that. him getting like really pissed off with the writers. And that's the take that they use.
Then something happens that seems to be something that happens with the vampires in this movie because the power and the lights start to flicker on the boat.
Yeah. There's a lot of like vague, like what is even your power?
They want to make it magic. They like want to make it magic so bad. They want to make him like a magical Dracula. And what does electricity have to do with it? Why?
You know what it is? They didn't know if they wanted to make it a horror movie. So that's why we have scenes like this. We have the scene later on in the hospital with the doctor. We have the scene right after this where they're running around and it's almost like they had just played an Arkham game. I was like, I wonder if we did that with a real bat.
Yeah. Well, like,
you know, I do love the full on horror sequences. Like I love vampire on a boat, vampire in a boat, vampire in a plane, vampire in an elevator, vampire in the supermarket shopping center cart parking
Are these real
spot.
movies?
They could be, but I love that trope of like mercenaries running away from a vampire, just picking them off.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool. That if they had just leaned into that, which is what makes like earlier, like the early 2000s, like horror action movies so good because they fully lean into that kind of stuff. It would have been a much better movie. It would have been more entertaining. I think a lot of people would have bought into it a lot more. And I would have remembered more of the movie. I just watched it last night again, and I've already forgotten so much of it.
Well, like you could tell that you didn't know if Sony was like, are we going R or PG-13? Because he slits a guy's throat and like he pulls his head back and he like gargles like as if blood was going to shoot out, but no blood shoots out.
Yeah.
He just dies like
Yeah.
bloodlessly, even though his throat was slit. It's like,
Well, you know those movies where it's like they have it in their mouth and they gargle for the camera and then they swallow it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what he was doing. Hey-oh.
hello.
With the plasma, guys.
I think that's another problem with this movie, though, is if you're going to do this, just make it R. So at least you can make it gory.
Yeah.
Right, but they want so badly to connect it to Spider-Man.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And like, because even in the marketing, it was like, from the guys who gave you Venom and Far From Home.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is not in the same universe.
Remember, the trailers had a picture of Spider-Man in the background.
Yeah. False advertisement.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That's a bold claim you're going to make, because then every time Marvel...
I agree. Also false
You
advertising.
think that's? I think it's fun. I think it's fun movie magic to hide what we're really getting. I mean, I think in this instance, it's in bad faith. I will agree.
I mean, it had Michael Keaton in the trailer.
You're right.
Michael Keaton
Yeah.
is at the end of the credits.
Yeah.
Get that shit out of my fucking face.
That I will agree with.
Michael Keaton will get my ass in a seat. But then I watch your whole shitty movie.
That
and
I'll
then
agree
there's no
with.
Michael Keaton. I'll punch you in the fucking ear, dude. I'll give you cauliflower ear.
Nice callback to Fight Club.
Yeah.
Your after credit scene should never be in the trailer.
Never.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's how thin this movie was, that they had to go ahead.
And they knew it.
Yeah. Like my commentary on this film, there's so little to work with.
But ultimately on the boat is when Morbius is injected. He just fucks some guys up. Bancroft eventually gets very hurt because one of the guys just pushes her over or something.
Yeah, she gets bonked on the noggin.
She's in a real bonked up state.
The next, or later on when he comes to, Morbius watches the footage and he like vomits. You'd have to think it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you bet that was
I did all that.
pretty fucking cool. Here's a question. Here's another question. He jumps off the boat. Like, he deletes the footage and then jumps off the boat.
Mhm.
Is he trying to kill himself? Does he know he'll survive that? How far are they off the coast? What's going on?
I can answer that. It's funny you ask that question because that's part of my trivia later.
Trivia?
How far they are off the coast?
Yes, it is.
Holy shit.
Because they
How many knots?
specifically say it.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Because remember, he calls for help.
We're 60 clicks north of fucking Liberty Island, brother.
No, he says a very specific amount of nautical miles off the coast of Long Island.
You know what? I got another question.
Okay.
Why does he only need human blood? Why can't he go to the forest and like drink deer blood or some shit?
That makes no sense. Because vampire bats aren't just feeding on human blood.
They mostly feed on like cows and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good question. Why does he just order rare steak?
Because then he'd be the chupacabra and not a vampire.
That would be more interesting, I'll tell you what.
I would have loved that
tell you
movie. He shrinks down into a 3-foot kangaroo lizard bat and just starts going around the fucking countryside sucking on cows.
Like,
Dude, I would watch 4 seasons of that as a reality TV show.
This year, Jared Leto is the chupacabra.
El chupacabras.
El chupanibre.
No.
That's from Futurama. Oh my god, that's haunted.
That was so scary.
Oh man.
We get Tyrese and Al Madrigal are the officials investigating all of this.
I like Al Madrigal.
I love him. He is great.
Tyrese and Al Madrigal have better chemistry than Tyrese and Paul Walker.
I mean, Al Madrigal's a good actor.
Yeah, but that's because they played feuding lovers.
Al Madrigal's like good, you know? And I wish there was more of them.
In a better movie, these two are very good together.
This was the original cast of what was that movie with Michael Pena and Jake Gyllenhaal? What is that? End of Watch?
Yeah.
It was Al Madrigal and Tyrese.
Yeah.
They make a Venom reference. Milo watches the news. He knows something's up. We then see Morbius go into the lab. He starts to collapse. He drinks some of his fake blood. That seems to do the trick. And then we get this weird thing where he seems to be able to control his transformations. And this is never really clear on how long it takes him before he can control this. Because he's about to transform, but he pulls it back. Like,
Yeah.
He keeps getting the Rick and Morty eyes, and it's back. Oh, geez, Rick, and it's gone.
Yeah. I liked, well, I didn't like, but like the better parts are like when he explains certain things. Like, he's like, well, I can
Everyone's
only
favorite
be-
part in a movie: tell, don't show.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but like, I mean, there's better ways to do it. But at one point, he's like, well, I got like 4 hours of being a normal person, and then like my window is getting shorter. It's like, okay, that is an interesting problem to
Right.
have.
I agree, but he says it like 8 times.
Yeah.
The thing
'cause
is,
they-
in a better movie, in a movie that was written better than this is, that would come up. That would be integral to a scene, a few scenes later, where he's in
Right.
the middle of something and the detectives have him surrounded and he's able to like just skate past them and say like, hey, listen, I had no involvement in this. I don't know what's going on, but now he's fighting the urge and his body's transforming into the vampire
Right.
before, like right in front of the detectives. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing, my guy? That would be a better movie. But
Yeah.
they just want to drop that line because again, they're like, right, he has to mention how short the window of him being a human is now. And so let's check that off.
That's because this movie and the people who made it think that people who like superhero movies are stupid. You can clearly tell that is what they think.
Well, if the shoe fits, brother.
Robbie,
Listen, I'm
We
stupid
don't-
as fuck.
but you don't like this movie because they're pandering to you. Because they're like, you like this idiot, right? Because this is a superhero, this is a comic book character, and he's flying, he's doing slow-mo shit. You're eating this up, and we're all like, no, we hate this.
They're just sitting there feeding bamboo, right? Because they're
What?
panda-ing.
Oh, panda. Oh, okay. That's pretty good, Robbie.
Very good.
Yeah, I am furious, but that's pretty good.
We also get this weird thing where the bats love Morbius like a brother.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
These bats treat Morbius like J.D. Vance treats his couch.
Very good.
I had to ask Andy to explain that to me earlier this week. I
yeah.
was so taken aback by a video I was sent, and I was like, what? I need context right now.
He said, what does this mean? I was like, oh, he fucks couches.
This shit's so
I'll
funny.
keep it short. He fucks couches. He's a big time weirdo. Yeah.
He is a fucking weirdo. He's so
Yeah,
weird.
big time.
Oh,
We-
man.
We get this thing where he goes, I've developed echolocation. But we haven't seen that yet. So then he shows us the
Yeah.
echolocation. I should have seen the echolocation before you say you have echolocation.
And that sequence is kind of cool.
Well, there's that whole scene where he's like chilling in his lab, just like kind of figuring out his powers.
Yeah, that's
And that's again like, don't just like do this in a much more interesting way.
because that's the thing. He's literally just listing off his powers because he's supposed to
Yeah.
be a scientist, and he's just taking notes. And it's just like, you're just telling me this shit?
Yeah, it sucks.
Imagine if the first Spider-Man movie was Tobey Maguire sitting in his room going, I can shoot webs out of my arms.
I stick to walls. I can jump really high. I can punch real good. Like, what? This
I
sucks.
can kiss upside down.
I've got an enemy called the Green Goblin now. My life's looking up, guys.
End of movie, and the credits roll.
Yeah. Boo.
But yeah, the way that the echolocation looks and like the cilia in his ear, like taking up the entirety of his inner ear is really cool.
What the
I do
fuck
like
did
that.
you say?
The cilia?
The silica gel?
Yeah.
Those packets you eat, Robbie?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What? You're telling me this
Yeah.
now?
I've been
Robbie gets-
chomping on Morbius ears.
Robbie gets the beef jerky packages. He just takes the silica packet out. He throws the whole thing out. just
These
eats the
silica packets are. What's that joke from fucking Family Guy? Oh my God, these ants are destroying our picnic. Don't you mean this picnic is ruining our ants?
Look around the world. See, what I like to do when I get those packets, the silica gels, I collect them. I go, pretty soon I'll have enough for breast implants.
Robbie.
Man. Oh boy. So yeah, the cilia. Isn't that the little hairs inside your ear canal?
Yeah.
Celia is when you can't eat gluten.
Robbie.
There you go.
Robbie, you're so stupid.
I told you. I'm stupid as fuck.
Robbie, you drive car. It's dangerous.
You drive car
You
is
drive
the best
car, Robbie.
concerned outcry. Robbie, you sound like a old foreign grandmother. Robbie, no, you drive
Robbie.
car.
Oh, you've been drinking so much and you drive a car.
Oh boy.
Shit.
But finish. Sorry, Celia breaking my heart, shaking my confidence daily is in his ear.
Robbie, your role on Cilia is gold.
I wonder how many people skip 10 seconds, skip 10 seconds. They're still doing it. But okay, so that's the stuff that I'm for serious now. That's like the ear hair he has.
Yeah. The ear, the little hairs that come up in his ear.
Okay.
I think that actually does look cool. But who is this movie for?
Yeah.
What did they, besides an attempt to connect it to the Spider-Man universe, besides an attempt to just have a cash grab, who is this movie seriously for? Because at least
It's
Venom,
for old men who get hair in their ears.
It's just for Jared Leto.
Skip 10 seconds. Yeah, right. He was like, I need something new for my fucking audition reel. Can we make a movie where I play a half-assed vampire?
Yeah. Half-assed vampire is an excellent way to describe this.
I really screwed the pooch on Joker. Give me another comic book film.
Yeah, let me ruin something else.
Milo visits Morbius, and he's not doing well. He spells out blood on the wall, and for some reason, Milo didn't know what he was writing until he finished the whole word and underlined
He
it.
underlined it, yeah.
By BLO, you should be getting the blood, brother. There's nothing else he's writing.
Blostiotomy.
He brings in the he brings in the blood, and then when Michael drinks the blood, he's like, "What the fuck? Like, what'd you expect here, man? Come on."
I mean, he's also has every right to be pissed off here, because if it was me in Milo's situation, give me the vampire juice.
Well, that's the thing. It's like Michael, I guess he's not giving it to him because he sees it as a mistake, because he's like, now I'm a monster. Now I need to feed on blood. But like, it's not because he assumes Milo's going to be evil, because Milo turns evil for like no reason. You just like he gets it and he's like, I'm evil now.
Well, like that's the thing. He seems to drink the blood or get the injection or whatever, and immediately evolve past Morbius. Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music, by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it. Yeah, because he's evil, I guess. I don't fucking know. I think it's bad writing, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's what it is.
Is it like The Mask, where it just enhances your own internal like personality traits? Like Michael's a scientist and he's like he's trying to find a cure, so it makes him an anti-hero, but Milo's just straight up evil this whole time.
But if you're gonna do that, you have to show Milo being a bad dude. All they've shown him being is a sick kid, and then an adult man who's dying. So I'm gonna forgive him if he likes to have a few drinks every now and then, because he's fucking dying.
Yeah, he's been dying his whole life.
But bad movie.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Michael Morbius is a boring guy, so like he takes this and it makes him like even more boring. And I guess Milo was a fucking mean dude, so it just turned him into the meanest guy. Like, you know.
But they never even showed him being mean. Like even as a
He
kid,
wrecked the shit out of those kids when they were bullying him. Don't you
they
forgive him for that?
deserved it.
Right? Yeah,
Did
they had
they?
it coming. But like also I think again, in a better movie, you can make him a more sympathetic character because, like we see, they build to something there where it's like, all right, he's being made fun of for dying.
Yeah.
And then he's defending himself because his fucking that note that meant so much to him was taken from him, and that's when he starts fighting. So it's like, okay, you're showing, all right, he's a nice dying kid with a bit of like an anger streak. All right, lean into that. But no, they're just like, he's evil. He's evil. As soon as he's a vampire boy, he's evil.
The problem with that is they don't even show him having an anger streak because like it's 4-on-1 and they're stealing this thing that means a lot to him. His only option is to swing that crutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Swing
not
that crutch. Coming to ABC this fall. From the creators of Wipeout. It's Swing That Crutch.
a brand new spinoff. We went to the triage unit and got every single one of the members of our audience who got hurt.
From the creators of Young Sheldon.
Tyrese and Madrigal visit Bancroft, and we get some awful dialogue about hospital food. She's like,
I don't even remember.
She's like, I get to sit here and eat this awesome hospital food. It's like, we get this scene in this hospital. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just so like, look at these images, and then I'm gonna mention Morbius, and then they just leave. It's like, people are dead.
They don't do anything with these cops.
No. We get an X-ray tech hanging up some pictures. They walk down the hall. It gets all spooky, and this is really where I'm like, just make the horror movie. If that's what you wanted to do with these lights going on and off, just make a horror movie. Because this is pretty cool when all of a sudden the vampire hand reaches out and grabs her.
Yeah, and
the best parts are when they lean into all the horror.
Yeah, and mind you, they're not, it's nothing's groundbreaking here. Flickering lights. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would have loved the shot of Milo down the hall. He's just
Nosferatu.
Morbius is looking over one of his patients. No one's questioning why he's suddenly 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Like no one, I mean, at this point, I was questioning how nobody was questioning he was walking fine, but at least we see him faking with the canes in a minute or two.
Yeah.
But they should still be like, the police then call him out like, you look much fucking better than we thought you would.
And he's like, I got good days and bad days. I kind of like that part when, again, the cops, they're good. I think they should have been in more of this.
Yeah.
But then he like runs away and immediately the cops are shooting at him. I don't know if that's like, isn't he just a suspect?
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
cops.
that's a cops.
Yeah. That's NYPD, baby.
Shoot first, ask questions later. The movie.
Yeah. Well, now we see that he's a smoky little bat boy, and he's jumping up the shaft, not the shaft, the stairwell, right? And he gets to the roof, and here's a big question. What the fuck just happened on the roof?
I have that exact same note.
He gets on the roof and he gets blown away. And then it's just like Tyrese is there with the gun. And I was like, did Tyrese do that? What just happened?
The power of friendship swept him away.
Yeah, he's just like floating, and then he stops on like the very edge, and he's like, oh, like leaning back. What is this?
Yeah, and Tyrese is like, it's over. And he's just like, okay, I guess so.
I think we're supposed to believe like the vents are blowing air that's like caught him or something, and because he's now a literal bat in this scene or something.
It's the Force. It's the Bat Force.
They're trying to do something like with when he gets the Rick and Morty eyes, as you say, and like everything becomes smoky. What I'm thinking is like it's the vibrations, like because he's got like super hearing, So it's just like sound bouncing off of it, and then he like uses that.
I have no.
But it's not explained at all. And like later, to jump ahead a little bit, there's that scene in the subway where it's literally like a minute and a half of slow-mo, like the bad guy running at him, and he's just feeling all the vibrations, and he's just looking around like in slow-mo, and it's like a minute and a half straight. And I'm like, what is happening? And then he jumps in front of the train, and he's good. He can fly now. This guy can fly now. What? What? Who?
They can fly now.
Oh.
Yeah. You get the same feeling.
Yeah. Anyway, they arrested him. Robbie, continue. I'm sorry.
Because, he's in jail. He's being interrogated by Madrigal and Tyrese, and we get the worst line of the movie. You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry.
Oh, my goodness.
You. Fuck whoever pitched that line. Fuck Jared Leto for not saying no. That's terrible.
I think that is second only to the post-credits lines. Like, every line in the post-credits is like, what?
I'm intrigued. That's what the fuck he says.
Oh, my God. The fucking... We'll get to it. I'm sorry.
Milo comes to see Morbius, saying he's his lawyer, and he eventually leaves, leaving behind not only his cane, but a bag of blood for him. He takes a swig of his flask, and his walking just improves. Morbius drinks the fake blood, breaks out. I think this looks awful, if I'm being honest. Morbius, like, jumping out of the building. I think it looks terrible.
See, I don't think the effects are bad. I don't think they're, like, exceptional. I just think they do it.
All right.
You know,
they do.
Yeah.
It's just that they are effects for just effects' sake. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You can have a vampire jumping out of a building without all the neon lines around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that Smoky effect. Like, I just don't fully understand what they're going for. But also, it's a choice. So, like, it's at least somebody was trying to do something, you know?
Yeah. Milo and Morbius fight through the subway. I like Milo's little Ric Flair woo. He does that a few times throughout the movie. He does a real hearty woo!
I also thought, like, when they're fighting and they fall down, like, the subway, like, the stair, like, there's a whole, like, one-er shot of them falling through the subway. And again, this is where the slow-mo is, like, in weird parts. Like, in the middle of their tussle, it's just like, oh, we're in slow-mo now. Like, why? Why'd you do that? But, like, they fall, and, like, I thought it was pretty nifty camera work following them and then it, like, stops on the floor. I was like, okay, all right. But it is ruined by all the citizens just walking by. Nobody's like, whoa! They're just walking.
No!
They just look at it and they're like, huh. That's New York. Like,
exactly.
No, it's not. That is not New York.
You're right. It's London. Because this subway does not look like a New York City subway station.
No, it doesn't. It's not nearly dirty enough.
They're in the tube.
Come on, bruv. Cops come to arrest them, but Milo kills them all. A-cab, brother. He then does a little dance. Milo loves to do a little dance when he's a vampire.
I don't mind it.
The dance.
I don't mind
that
it.
That is hysterical.
He's the highlight of this movie.
It's so cartoony.
That's why.
Yeah, and I think that's why I like it. But I also like how when he gets put up against the wall, he just, like, takes a chip off a tile and launches it into that other cop's head. I was like, that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. That's when we see Morbius fly in front of the train.
Boo.
We see Milo just watching Bancroft then. He's like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm a bad guy.
Madrigal, I don't know these characters' names, by the way. Tyrese and Al Madrigal. I just called them
That's
Tyrese
fine.
and Madrigal the whole time.
That works.
Madrigal follows Bancroft into a bodega. She gets into a bus and reads the Daily Bugle. And somehow Morbius just knew she was going to be on that bus.
Yeah.
Like, in that seat.
Because of his echolocation.
I guess, sure.
Obviously.
Yeah, he does. Like, we see later, he hears literally everything. Like, he hears them from, like, miles away in the city.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right, bats can't hear like that, can they? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a bat.
That's what I was wondering. Do they have, like, Voldemort communication where, like, he's like, Harry Potter? Morbius, I've got your bitch. Morbius and Bancroft go to a diner. I kind of like this little test she does to see if he gets hurt by light. Did you notice these dudes who were trying to use counterfeit hundreds? Did you notice the Ben Franklins had mustaches?
Yeah, it's
Did they?
that's a cool little trope.
Yeah. I was like, that's a fun little detail. You gave Ben Franklin a mustache on the $100 bill. I like it.
Yeah.
Morbius follows the counterfeiters back to their lab. That's where we get the awful meta dialogue, and he's also being witty because this really fucking sucks. That's when we get his Venom line, which, why?
Yeah,
I think it's just like, this is, you know, Venom? That's us.
We've
did
already
that.
had a Venom reference, though.
from the
Yeah.
universe that put you Venom.
Yeah.
We see Milo getting dressed while he dances, and that's when I'm like, oh my god, there's 40 minutes left in this movie.
With the lab.
Yeah.
Where are they? Why do they have like an underground lab?
I wasn't quite. Honestly, it just looked like the mall level from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah, it did. It's just like an abandoned mall.
Yeah. All right. I don't know where that is in New York City.
Yeah, and then how can a counterfeit lab equate to like a blood lab? I don't understand.
No fucking
Like,
clue.
oh, lab is a lab. Okay. All right. Just like I'm gonna get a surgeon to diagnose me. You know, it just doesn't make any fucking sense here.
Whenever I need medical advice, I go to someone who has a doctorate in mathematics.
Yeah.
Oh, your doctorate's in division.
Majored in division.
I'm really good. That's specifically just.
But it's not even long division. If you're like, hey, what's 276 divided by 0.3? He's like, I don't fucking know, man.
Oh, sorry. Did I say my doctorate was in long division? It's in division.
I could go all the way up to 12.
Milo goes to this bar and he flirts with a woman. Her boyfriend comes over and is like, stop. And he's like, no, I'm going to keep flirting with her. He even like gets in her face and keeps flirting with her. And then he's like, stop. And then for some reason, she tells her boyfriend, you're being such a jerk.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I feel like this relationship isn't really destined to last based on how willing you were to just kind of hang out with this dude.
Yeah.
But no, he's not the jerk here.
To backtrack a little bit to the lab part where so Morbius he's doing his shitty like one-liners, and the guy's like, get out of here, and he keeps doing his one-liners, and then the guy just takes a big old knife out and goes for Morbius's head. Like he was about to stab a man in the head, being like, I'm taking your lab now. Like, that's crazy.
Couple of bad dudes.
That's the guy I want fucking defending my lab, though.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's when he's like breaking his hand. He's like, and the stinky pinky. I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Also, you didn't smell that pinky. You don't know if it's stinky.
You don't know where that pinky's been, brother. Bancroft runs into Milo at the lab, and Milo's like, yo, take me to Morbius. She's like, I don't know where he is. And that's when we see the police bust into the apartment, and Magical and Tyrese are just there. At this point, I feel like it's above their pay grade. Like, they should not be in this movie anymore, but
yeah.
whatever.
But also, why? Like, they don't really explain, why does Milo want to find Morbius? Why? What are his intentions?
I think he just wants revenge, I guess.
It's just not explained. And then, like, did they smooch yet?
No, they're about to.
Okay, because that shit comes out of fucking nowhere.
Well, yeah, because that's when we see them at the lab with her cat, and like she cuts her hand on the cat cat food can, and he's like, "Oh my god, I smell your blood! Oh my
He's
god!
like, oh, I'm about to eat you. I'm about to eat you so good."
And they go to the rooftop and they flirt about Dracula or something because she's like, I always thought Dracula was kind of romantic. It's like, shut what? That's when they kiss. And Milo is watching them kiss, and he is cranking hog.
He's just fucking beating it like it owes him money, Robbie. Well, no,
he's jorking.
What really
it.
bothered
and by
me.
it, I mean my Morbius.
what really bothered me about there is zero romantic chemistry throughout this movie.
No.
And then they shove it all in one scene. And the scene before it was where he almost killed her because she cut her finger. That is not romantic. In what world is that going to be? Are you going to be like, wow, I'm terrified of this man? Then you go to the roof and you're like, let's fucking kiss. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's the same people who think that Harley and the Joker are romantic.
That's true.
Yeah. But it's just like
Same exact people.
They kissed because she's a girl and he's a guy and it's a superhero movie and they got to kiss. They got to kiss. It's bad.
And they went a little far when she sucked his dick.
I didn't see that part, Robbie.
I just imagined it to improve the movie.
That made it better?
No.
He was hanging upside down like a vampire bat.
Oh, now we got a movie.
She was like, "Hey, do you mind like lowering yourself a little bit?" He's like, "Yeah, right."
Can you stop being so smoky? It's a real smoky taste.
Ooh, smoked sausage. Magical and Tyrese are investigating a murder, and they see a CCTV. Is this the first place they've been to that has one of these? Because they're like, oh!
Yeah.
Oh! It's like, wait, none of these other places that he's killed has had a fucking closed circuit television? None?
Yeah, and then they like spell it out again for the audience. They're like, "Oh, it wasn't Michael Morbius. It was this guy." Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah.
It was Milo Morbius.
But again, this could be cut out because I think this is the last time we see those cops.
No, at the very end we see them when it's definitely way above their pay grade.
But like their whole thing is like, "Oh, we're investigating. We're seeing who's committing these murders," and then they fuck off. Like what? It just like drops the final act of this movie drops every single thing except for Milo and Morbius. Just drops everything.
Milo notice. They should have had it where one of the because one of my favorite tropes is like you've got the investigator who's after the bad guy becoming one of the bad guys. So they should have had like could you imagine Al Madrigal being like, "Oh no, I'm a vampire now." I would have watched that sequel. That's the sequel that I want is Al Madrigal getting hit by Morbius and then him being like, "Oh shit, I'm a vampire."
Apparently Tyrese's character was supposed to have like a robotic arm, and that was supposed to be like a big part of his character, but they just cut it out.
No, remember his fake blood saved his arm from losing in Afghanistan or something like that.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Surprise, he's actually Jax from fucking Mortal Kombat.
Oh shit.
He's like, "You know what? I forget the forearm. Just give me both arms now."
Do you think he was going to have a metal arm and then the MCU was like, absolutely not, that's way too close to the Winter Soldier?
Yeah, people would have gotten confused. They look exactly like each other.
Dr. Moriarty confronts Milo, and then Milo just beats the shit out of him and is hyped to be a vampire. This dude is so excited to be a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the lab, Morbius makes something that will kill him and Milo. Morbius goes and sees Moriarty, who is in a bad way. He ultimately dies. Milo takes Dr. Bancroft and then ultimately leaves her on this building. Morbius is going to find her, and there's this weird thumping coming from her location. Is that representing echolocation?
Probably. Yeah, like her heartbeat. He can hear her heartbeat. Something like that.
Just her. She can zero in on hers.
Zero in on hers, yeah. Sure, why not?
They're in New York City with 11 million people.
But it's true love, Andy. It's true love.
Is it though? Because didn't they just kiss on a rooftop?
Yeah. You've never kissed a girl on a rooftop in New York City? That's true love, baby.
Actually, I haven't.
That's the things that Hall & Oates have written songs about, you know?
Yeah.
Is that what Man-Eater's about?
No, yes. Man-Eater's about Morbius.
Oh, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Bancroft seemingly dies. Oh, I wonder. Morbius
before she dies, she's like, "Drink me. It's the only way." And he's like, "Okay." No, I'm sad.
Morbius and Milo, yeah, he like cries and transforms as he cries.
I wish that would
Boo.
have been the way that he played. The director was like, play it like this. Like, she's like, drink me. And you're like, I don't want to. But you're fighting your better urges and you finally give in. You're like, all right. And that's the take that they go
Okay.
with. Okay. Sure. I guess so. You're going to be real mad about this if you make it out.
Morbius and Milo fight. I can't see anything. It's dark as fuck during this fight.
Yeah.
And then I guess what's notable, Milo throws Morbius into a hotel sign. We got another great Ric Flair woo.
Well, Milo beats the living shit out of Morbius. Like, Morbius ain't shit in this fight.
Yeah. I think that's because Milo's drinking real blood. That's what I'm getting out of it.
But Morbius just drank real blood.
Yeah, I know, but Milo's been drinking real blood.
Yeah, that's true. That's
the difference
truth.
between fucking vegans and people who aren't pussies, right?
But
Well-
once Milo has Morbius seemingly beaten, the bats bring him back to life.
Power of friendship. Baby.
Yeah, and like, first off, I also saw Batman Begins.
Yeah.
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 But I kind of liked how he beats Milo. I know it just fucking comes out of nowhere, but the bats holding him against the wall, and then he comes up and he kills him, and he whimpers. He's like, but I'm Milo.
When Milo jumps in the air, though, this looks like a fucking cartoon. This looks terrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
So all their
don't
budget
remember.
was gone way
Yeah.
earlier
On all the
Yeah.
bats.
on all the echolocation.
But like,
All the copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
but the performance of Matt Smith, what he's like whimpering. He's like, but you can't kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, if this movie built that character and like this whole story better, that would be a good ending. Like, the performance is good,
Yeah.
but it means nothing because you didn't build it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's in
Yeah.
a nothing movie, so it's just it's of no consequence.
Yeah.
You don't feel that you don't get what we should have gotten where something like that should have mattered, where you find that when people are just doing shit by numbers, they've not built that connection with the audience. So nobody gives a shit. It's undeserved.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
they
Unearned.
haven't
Yeah.
it's unearned. Yeah, it's unearned. They have not worked for it. It's a lot like something else that Matt Smith wasn't involved with it, but now he's in House of the Dragon, and Game of Thrones did the same fucking thing.
Mm,
Not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't fucking watched
I have not.
this
I haven't.
show that's been done for 5 years.
Yeah.
But as he dies, now Morbius calls him Lucian.
Yeah.
And he
No.
doesn't get to hear it. He
Yeah.
doesn't get to hear it. He lived his
Yeah.
whole life being called fucking Milo.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Morbius.
Isn't Milo the name of the dog in The Mask?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Previous episode, check it out.
All the cops show up. This is definitely above their pay grade. Because, like, all right, let's go try to, I guess, arrest these vampires.
Yeah.
All the bats fly out. Bancroft then wakes up a vampire. So I guess she can be turned into a vampire by bite.
So that the movie just ends here, and it's like, okay, the whole problem at first was like, oh, I need blood because then I'll die. So like, that problem's not solved. He still needs blood. Your girl's a vampire? Okay. And the cops their thing just fizzles out. They're just like, all right, well, one of them's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what is this?
The sequel would have just been him robbing blood banks.
And then we get these post credits though, and that's
Oh, boy. The first one is Michael Keaton suddenly appearing in a jail in this universe. And they do this whole thing. They're like, we wonder if they're going to release him. You have no choice. You have no record of him. Therefore, you have no record of him committing any crimes. Therefore, you can't hold him in prison.
So in Spider-Man: Homecoming, Michael Keaton is very good, and he
Yes.
has a character who is doing all his main motivation is for his family.
Right.
And when he appears here, he looks in a mirror, sees it's him, and then he's like, well, I hope the food's better in this joint. Wouldn't you be like, where's my family?
Yeah. This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. And you may ask yourself.
Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. This is clearly somebody was just like, throw him in there, make him quip, and then have him meet Morbius in a field.
And then call Michael Keaton on the phone and have him say these lines because he ain't coming back.
He says, I don't know what's going on here, but I have a feeling it's got to do with Spider-Man. What? Why?
And Morbius goes, I'm very intrigued. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Fuck you, movie.
I agree. Fuck you, movie. You want to go to Letterboxd?
Well,
Please.
I think this entire movie is only memed so hard because of the post-credits. I think if that post-credits did not exist, nobody would be talking about this movie at all because it's nothing. But the post-credits are so bad that they're fucking great. It's my favorite part of the whole movie.
I think Morbius is a 1-star movie. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you why. I've listed it for the last hour and a half. If you guys feel like it's better than 1 star, please tell me.
Well, I think it's this whole movie, it sucks because it's not so bad that it's good. It's just bad. It's just like boring and nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And because if it was actually funny, I'd be like, fucking 2 stars. No, it's like, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I would even go half a star, man. I don't give a fuck.
Done.
Brother.
Half a star. John, any thoughts?
Half a star.
I love it. That might be one of the lowest rated movies we've ever. That's awful. Half a star.
That and Rebel Moon, I think we did half a star.
Yeah. They're coming out with the R-rated director's cut of that finally. I'm gonna kill myself. We're not doing it.
No, never. I think they're trying to do like the Snyder cut. They're trying to do that, but like nobody gives a shit about Rebel Moon.
Do you know what the tagline of Morbius is on Letterboxd? The line between hero and villain will be broken. Fuck you.
What villainous shit did he do other than killing those
you
mercenaries?
promised me a movie that did not happen then.
Yeah.
Right. I have 5 trivia questions.
I have 3.
I've got none. I'll listen to y'all.
All right. During the experiments and the tests, what cells stabilize? The
John.
epithelial. Okay,
The hemoglobin.
that is wrong. The epithelial cells, the chimera cells, the nerve cells, or the stem cells?
Chimera, Andy.
Andy.
Andy Chimera. Chimera Andy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right because
I think it's Chimera.
Chimera.
Glad you chimera it in.
Very good.
Who was approached about directing this? Neil Blomkamp, Michael Flanagan, Antoine Fuqua, or Jared Leto himself?
Rob. Jared Leto himself.
No.
Just seemed like something he'd want, though.
Yeah, he'd be like, I got this one, guys.
John? Neil Blomkamp?
Yes. No.
What were the other options?
Michael Flanagan and Antoine Fuqua.
Rob.
No.
Antoine Fuqua.
Correct.
I just wanted to say Fuqua.
Yeah, he said,
He said no.
yeah, he said no because he was like, I like comic book movies, but like, I want to make a good one.
He said he felt insulted that we offered him Morbius.
Yeah.
What's the name of the boat that Morbius first transforms on? The RVF Grapple, the CRT Newdaw, the LCV Murnaw, or the DTF Blownaw?
Andy.
Andy.
The SS Diarrhea.
No, it is not the SS Diarrhea. That's a really good guess, though.
Is it the third one?
I'm gonna need you to say it, buddy.
Myrna? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's the LCV Myrna. Yes, it is.
Holy shit. That was a wild guess. Who filmed scenes for a cameo that did not make it into the movie? Was it Tom Hardy, J.K. Simmons, Tom Holland, or Woody Harrelson?
Rob.
I'll go John.
Woody Harrelson?
No.
Damn.
Rob.
Tom Hardy.
No. It was J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson.
Why would you not just use him if you got him?
Because he was at the end of Far From Home, and that would have created a lot of confusion. I'm glad they didn't.
Okay.
Some people would be like, wait, that's the same universe? And Marvel is like, hell no, it's not.
How many nautical miles off the coast of Long Island did Morbius call Mayday from? 11, 12, 13, or 14?
Andy. 11.
No.
Andy.
John.
12.
No.
Andy. 13.
It is 13, yeah. 13 miles. I thought 13 nautical miles
Oh.
off the coast of Long Island.
What MCU actor/actress, I should say actor or actress, told Matt Smith to do Marvel movies? He obviously thought that this was an MCU movie. Was it, forgive me for butchering her name, Denai Gurira? Andy Serkis? Karen Gillan? Or Jeff Goldblum?
Rob.
Yes,
Is it Karen Gillan?
it was.
I just assumed from their Doctor Who connection.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, dude, Marvel movies are great. Like, you should do them. They pay you a shit ton, and, like, you get to do all this cool shit. He was like, boy, howdy.
All right, bruv.
Yeah. And he got fucked.
Yeah. What subway station do Morbius and Milo fight at? Union Square Station, Grand Central Station, 185th Street Station, Front Street Station.
Andy.
Front
Street.
It is Front Street Station, yes.
Holy shit. I watched Morbius.
Very good. I have one more trivia.
Okay.
What tequila does Milo order? Don Julio, Casa Noble, Don Fulano, Jose Cuervo.
Andy.
Andy.
Is it Jose Cuervo?
It is not. John.
Don Julio?
Yeah, Don Julio, 1942.
Huh.
A man after my own heart.
Well, gentlemen,
Good song.
so did I. Ish.
Wow.
So did I.
Ish.
Yeah. Ish. John, you want to hit us with yours first?
Sure. All right, so my song, I am famously known as the metal guy, so I wanted to make sure that I had something that fit the aesthetic of the movie, something that gave like the real vampiric sort of feel, and something that just like hits hard in the gonads, something that makes you want to suck blood. And I've always been a real fan. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of João Gilberto and his album with Stan Getz. And
I think his name was Bernie.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy Bossa Morbio.
Morbio, ay no jugaste con murciélagos, ahora sos un vampiro estúpido. Doctor Morbio, ay no jugaste con murciélagos, ahora sos un vampiro estúpido. And you wasted all of 90 minutes sos un vampiro estúpido. And you wasted all of 90 minutes. What the hell? Who even greenlit this? Doctor Morbio, ay no jugaste con murciélago. Ahora sos un vampiro estúpido. Morbio, 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 Morbio.
I
That's
loved
a
it.
lot of fun.
Yeah, loved it.
I've had that sitting in the bank for like 2.5 months. I've been fucking, I'll listen to it every now and then and just fucking laugh.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
Thank
Excellent.
you. I'm glad I could do something a little different this time around.
Yeah.
John, I know you got to cut out of here real quick. Why don't you get real quick? Let us know the name of your podcast and where they can find you.
Sure thing. Name of the podcast is the Scrap Metal Podcast, and you can find us over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And we just recently hit just over 100 subscribers on YouTube. We're trying to hit 200 at the very least by the end of the year. So any support is always appreciated. Thanks very much. And thanks again, guys, for having me on the show.
Hell yeah,
All right,
brother.
it's always
Thanks.
a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks. And your song was amazing.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody thought so.
Oh, I just realized you put the translation in the chat. That's very good. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
Take care,
All right.
John. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right. Bye.
Well, that's the episode.
Robbie.
Oh, man. What? Oh, yeah, we both
also
have
wrote
songs.
songs.
Oh,
Yeah.
I also have a pick to flip.
Oh, flip that shit, Robbie.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Tails.
It's Tails, brother.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. You wanna go first, Robbie?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
My song's called Vampire Boys.
Nice.
And it might be the worst song I've ever written. I got very lazy, and you know how this movie was made by people who didn't care?
Yeah.
I didn't care. I did not care. I like the chorus is like a chorus-ish, and once I did that, I found ways to maneuver out of doing any actual work for this song, and it sounds like garbage. I'll probably redo the lead vocals.
Okay.
But my song's called Vampire Boys. It's about the song Morbius, and it goes like this. New York vampires, they're flying round. New York vampires will hunt you down. Vampires in the city of New York. New York vampires, get out of town. New York vampires, there's blood to steal. New York vampires, that blood ain't real. Vampires in the city of New York. New York vampires, one movie deal. Oh, Michael, what have you done? Your experiments have gone too far. Look what you've become. Playing around with bad blood, become the undead. What has gotten into your head? And you think you're gonna leave me to die? You're a selfish bloodsucker, that's why. And you say you don't have it in you to kill. But what you won't do, I will. New York vampires, laid out at sea. New York vampires, they're
twice in theaters. And then we had that after credit scene, the absolute audacity that we had to include Michael Keaton's Vulture in an after credit scene while never calling him the Vulture. And hinting that we'd actually face off against Spider-Man.
That was my song called Vampire Boys, and it is what it is. My biggest thing is vampires are supposed to be sexy. What the hell was this?
Yeah. I liked how you made Matt Smith Southern. I like that.
I tried to do British, and well, I can do a very bad British accent.
In it.
It was bad. I was like making myself laugh, and the problem is I would lose the accent a lot. So I was like, then I'd have to redo it, and I was like, I just want to do this one take. I don't care that much. I don't care enough. This movie doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And yeah. I
like the 6/8 groove, you know?
Yeah, the music's fine. I gotta figure out like I don't know. I like the I don't know. I don't like the song very much. It's not good.
It's all right. We write a billion songs a minute,
yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah, that's it. That's the effort that movie deserved, and that's what it got.
Okay, that's fair.
I wrote it in D minor because I was like, this will be a depressing movie. And I was like, this fucking sucks. This fucking sucks. Tell me about your song.
My song is called Smoky Little Bat Boy.
Ooh.
And
Tommy Chong the Bat.
Nice. I, for real, struggled so fucking hard with this. Like, I was ahead of schedule, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get way ahead. And it took me like an hour and a half just trying to. I wrote a song because I just finagled a way to use double bass.
Are you allowed
drums.
to use that word?
Finagle? Yeah. Why? I'm confused. I jerry rigged a second bass drum from my old drum set, plugged that shit into my new drum set, and it fucking worked. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. That's yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm trying to do it, and it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole fucking life, Robbie.
Oh no.
And so, because I've never played with the double bass pedal, and so I wrote a beat, right, and it had double bass in it, and I'm doing an hour and a half, and I'm trying to get it down. I just cannot get it down, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put this in the pocket for another time, and I gotta write a new song. And I sat with a guitar in my hand for another hour and could not come up with shit. And I was like, oh, this movie is so nothing. It doesn't, it's just nothing. So then I went about my day, came back, started playing a bass with a pick, which is not really like, I don't just like pick up a bass with a pick,
Right.
but for some reason I did. And I came up with this, and I think I like it.
Okay.
And anyway, it's called Smoky Little Bat Boy. It goes like this.
I'm so tired of dying of an undisclosed disease. You fat in blood. Now I can't control my hunger and I'm starving for blood, but I can also fly. Now I'm a smoky little bad boy, and I can hear everything. Nothing to this film, it's just
my song, Smoky Little Bat Boy.
I think you're right. I don't think anybody else does know what's going on.
No.
I like it. You're right. I understand why you like that. It's fun.
Yeah, I don't normally write like that, and
Great energy to it.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, bad movie.
Oh yeah,
Bad,
awful.
Bad movie. Yeah.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
Truly. I think, certain people should just be, like a guy holding a boom mic. Not your fault. Everybody else,
Just him.
just the sound guys.
Yeah,
they're
they're
good.
fine. You're
Yeah.
cool guys. You do good work. And you know what? The catering too. Good for you.
Yeah. Sony, just
Stop.
stop. Just give it to Marvel.
Yeah.
And do the thing that you're doing with Spider-Man. Essentially lease out your characters. You make so much money doing that.
Yeah,
Just
that's
do
true.
it. Just do it.
That is the truth.
Or just sell it. I mean, Spider-Man is so fucking lucrative. I understand why they're holding on to that. And Sony, I'm a PlayStation guy. They do good shit.
That means nothing. No, it's so totally different. I know they're the same
completely
banner.
different departments, but
Departments. Like they're in the same building together. I gotta go down to see Jen in PlayStation.
well, the game has such a good story and such good use of characters.
What, the Morbius game?
Yep. Everybody's favorite game.
I don't know what game you're talking about.
Spider-Man.
Oh.
Robbie. The Spider-Man game.
The Spider-Man games are sick. They're fucking awesome.
The story's great, and
I can't wait for the Wolverine game.
Yeah, but go over to them and be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Can you write us a movie?" And they'll be like, "Hell yeah, brother."
Can you make us a Morbius game?
So what I think is going to happen, I think that at the end of Venom 3, we're going to get what's his name? Andrew Garfield. And then they're going to have another movie where they fight or team up or something.
I don't know.
I like Andrew Garfield.
It seemed based on the trailer for Venom 3 that it was pretty that's the end.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movies, but I think, if they were smart and they wanted to keep this going, that's what they should do.
That's true, yeah. They'll probably see how much this third one makes.
Yeah. But I like Andrew Garfield. I don't think he's in good Spider-Man movies, but he's good as Peter.
I like Andrew Odie.
That's good stuff, Robbie.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what do we got going on next week?
That's an excellent question because we're staying in Spookville. We're doing Beetlejuice.
Whoa! Now, are we in
We're on Spooktober. We're just getting ready for Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay. I've never seen Beetlejuice. Have you?
Yeah, you've never seen Beetlejuice?
I've never seen Beetlejuice. That was another trailer at Deadpool and Wolverine that I saw, and my wife was like, "Cool," and I was like, "I've never seen Beetlejuice." She was like, "We gotta fucking watch Beetlejuice." So.
Yeah, we're doing Beetlejuice in preparation for Beetlejuice.
You think there's gonna be a third one called Beetlejuice?
I think they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
And that one will finally get to see Beetlejuice come. Because if you say his name 3 times, he shows up. He comes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Again, I'll see anything with Michael Keaton.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of.
Beetlejuice is a grand old movie with Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin, and Winona Ryder. Oh, and Catherine O'Hara's in it. It's a banger.
And Mikey Keats.
And of course, yeah, he's Beetlejuice. Oh, wait, it also has
Winona.
Jeffrey Jones.
What did he do? Really? I don't even know who this guy is.
You ever see Ferris Bueller?
Oh, he's the principal?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Well, now that we've brought this whole thing down, Andy, where can they
Yeah.
find our music?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. You go to oh no. You go to Spotify, you go to Apple Music, you go to Deezer,
You go to Pound
wherever
Box.
Yeah, Pound. Don't go to Pound Box. You type in the Royds, and you'll find a bunch of songs, man. I'm talking a bunch.
You can go to Slam Milk.
Fuck out of here, Slam Milk. Yeah, you go wherever you get your music. You type in the Royds, you'll find a whole bunch of songs. We got songs based on movies from their podcast, and we have other songs that we have written in the before time. And maybe we got some stuff down the pipe for you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you like, for every single Royd song that's ever been, you go to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com. You'll find over 200 songs, including guest songs, just like you heard today. John's Bossa Nova song.
Bossa Morbio.
Yeah, great stuff. And yeah, that I encourage you to do it. Leave a 5-star review and tell your friends. And Robbie, the socials.
Instagram, TikTok while it's allowed, YouTube, TheRoydsBand, there we are. Give us a follow, like all our posts. If it's on YouTube, give us a subscribe. You can send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com, or you can even listen to the podcast on YouTube at the Royds Review Podcast. Wherever you listen to us, give us a 5-star review, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. You could send us an email, whatever you want to do. We'll take any kind of feedback you want to give us.
Blow us a kiss.
A virtual kiss.
Yeah.
The kind you don't gotta pay for.
Nice. Well, we really appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. And, leave a 5-star review. Tell your friends. Word of mouth is very important. Word of Mousebius is
Very
also
good.
very important.
Yes.
That's a callback. Yeah. Next week, we got Beetlejuice.
We got
And
the
we'll
Beatles juice.
What's that?
It's where they all came in a cup.
The 4 Beatles
Yeah.
from Liverpool.
Yeah. John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Even though this movie was made after John was dead, so it's like his corpse cum. All right, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah,
You got me
we gotta
talking
wrap
corpse
this up.
cum. Thanks a lot, man.
I didn't.
That's
I had
always
nothing to
happened.
do with
You
that.
always get me on this path. Every time we're together, we're talking corpse cum. All right.
Oh,
Next week, Beetlejuice. Bye, everybody. Thanks
Yeah,
again to
thank
Jon Von Frankenstein.
yeah. Thank you for listening, and we love you.